Hey everyone! Hi! Welcome to the first episode in our new location with a new campaign that we're currently going into. I'm very excited tonight. We have our first, well, I say our second DM. Collin here.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been saying Collin this whole time. His name's Collin.
Wow.
How the fuck did you mispronounce that?
God, it's high school all over again.
I actually I did it on purpose that time. I really did do it on purpose. But I'm really excited to be starting out. It's going to be a great time. We have new characters, a new location, new mics, new everything. So shout out to our Take Guy for getting this all set up, by the way.
Oh,
Hang
for
out in the
sure.
corner.
Well,
Yeah. Made sure he was off
cameras,
screen.
but, I'm over here.
And since our current music aficionado over here did not wear a band shirt like he normally shares, I wore a band shirt, which is actually from the Motown Sound Museum. Detroit, which is amazing. There's a ton of great Motown music artists on my shirt, so thanks. Thank you. Remember, on that next episode, you're like, I want to share this one. Sure did. Well, with that, I guess I will turn it over to you, Collin. Go ahead.
Oh, we're good to get
Thank
started.
you. I did on purpose. Wrong the first time.
So, well, look like it drops. Okay, so we're all good to get started. Everybody's all set here. Got all of our things, doodads.
Do we want to introduce our characters, or do you?
I gotcha.
Okay,
No
got
way.
it.
Yep,
Sweet.
yep. There
I know I
will.
should have asked ahead of time, but you know
There
what?
will be a
Cool.
moment.
Yeah, he's prepared, y'all.
All right. So it is currently the year 1483 Dale Reckoning when we find ourselves within the city of Skilled Hands in Neverwinter. Home to nearly 25,000 vast and colorful denizens, the Jewel of the North has prospered under the fair and just rule of Lord Nasher Alagandar, an aging veteran adventurer. Neverwinter stands as a mighty city bustling with trade, life, and no lack of opportunity. Today being no exception, as past the luxurious namesake gardens carefully cultivated by the finest botanists, and the ivory brick-laden architecture topped with rich autumn brown shingles, we find festivities afoot. Tents of vibrant reds, deep blues, and beautiful purples litter the streets. Vendors have propped up various stands, some peddling wares, some hosting various games and events. Surrounded by a plethora of races, from humans to dwarves to elves, some tall, some short, squat, smooth-skinned, scaled, amongst other exotic creatures, that all laugh, dance, and sing and otherwise take merriment in the ongoing festivities. Our attention falls upon one such creature as a tabaxi is coaxed towards a stand, attention lured by shiny bits of jewelry, brightly colored pins dangling off small hooks, swinging enticingly and safely a good 10 odd feet away from the storefront. Would you like to introduce Starling?
Very curious as a world traveler and often persuaded by shiny things. I have become a monk, and now I'm off to travel. I was actually dropped on the doorstep of the monastery with the monks, being there, where some things came up missing, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't steal them, but I'm curious.
Just borrowed.
Couldn't help it.
Yeah.
But they did think that maybe I was. I hope they figured that out. And it's probably somewhere under one of the mats. So I'm on my travels, as they so kindly suggested I should do. Brought me here.
What exactly does Starling look like?
6'11", kind of more of a not so muscular, kind of more sleek and
Wiry.
wiry. Think that he's kind of not a ladies' man, but he doesn't know space either, so he could cuddle up to anybody and think that it's okay.
For those unfamiliar with the tabaxi, maybe you should.
Cat-like human.
All right.
Should have started with
Yeah,
cat-like human.
All right, fair enough.
The tail included, yeah.
And as you begin your approach towards this stand, a small halfling man does sort of quickly steal your attention from the fixations on the jewelry shinies presented to you before. Not so fast. If you wish for one of my wares, first you'll have to guess under which cup the marble resides. So he pops one of the cups up, revealing very kind of sparkling, kind of silvered marble before he places it down. Begins quickly kind of shuffling them side to side, and then sets them down, steps back, hands up.
Well, because I am fast and have cat-like reflexes, I think it's on the far end one.
The far end one?
Yes.
All right. Since you are fast and have cat-like reflexes, would you like to give me a perception check?
Sure can. That would be
D20 plus 4.
8. 12?
12? All right. He reaches over to the cup that you had gestured to, kind of tipping it back a little bit, and sets it back down. And are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Very sure?
Very sure. I'm confident.
Raises the cup up, revealing the small marble beneath as he... Well, I'll be damned. So it would seem, so it would seem. Congratulations. And feel free to pick from our list of wares here as he gestures to a bunch of... They're not exactly high value, but they're definitely like well crafted with more accessible bits of ingredients or supplies. So he sort of offers you, you can see kind of like a rainbow-esque display of a variety of different little knickknacks, jewelry.
I'll take the shiniest one.
The shiniest one reaches over to a nice kind of yellowed, you can see little bits of silver, maybe iron,
That's
little
exactly
snippets
what I
and
want.
beads along it before he offers it over to you and steps back, to which you are then find yourself kind of just surrounded in the loud commotion of just all these people just kind of engaging in the various events kind of surrounding you. Our attention then shifts over to a small halfling man roaming the streets. The sounds of agitated shouting robs him of his daily musings when a scrawny man shoves past him, dipping into a nearby alleyway where 3 individuals sprint past when shouting, "Get him!" and "Where'd he go?" They continue down the road while the thin individual seems to disappear into the alleyway, apparently heading towards the Protector's Enclave within the city's core, where most of the festival's commotions seem to take place. Would you like to describe Jep?
Oh, my character's name is Jeff Sessio. He's a criminal, halfling. He didn't grow up a criminal, though. He always wanted to be an adventurer. But unfortunately, his family were poor, running a bar. And so from that, after learning about the other adventures, and he tried and failed at that, he decided that being a thief was a much better idea for him. And from then on out, he went on doing his thief work, going robbing house to house, until one day things got a little heated for him and he had to bail. Therefore, he still does a bit of spelunking here and there and goes off with some adventuring pals when he can to make a little scratch. But other than that, he mainly likes to keep it to himself and his party, and that's about it.
Oh. What exactly does Jep look like?
Jep is actually a 2'4" small man, greasy black hair, slicked back, keeps himself looking clean for the most part, but is no stranger to dirt and soot on his suit, depending on the type of work he has to do.
All right. In which case, could I get a perception check out of Jep?
Yeah, certainly. Let's see what we got here.
I like Jep already.
Sounds like my kind of.
Got myself a 16.
16? All right. It's hard to notice at first, but as the individual had ran past you, did happen to catch a glimpse of what looked like a brooch clutched firmly inside of his hands. A vibrant ruby glowing from its centerpiece, which you could very kind of just at a quick general assessment of it, gauge that could probably feed someone for a solid year.
Oh, yeah. No stranger to nice things.
Stranger to nice things. Would you care to follow after or continue
Yeah,
along?
Definitely.
All right.
How close am I to him? Can
I'd say
I,
he seemed to sprint down the alleyway. You saw him just start to turn down a bend past a building and kind of rush after.
Yep.
You know,
I'm going to take off after him and try and keep myself to the shadows for the most part, not to lure
be a
attention.
little inconspicuous as you continue along. Want to go ahead and give me a stealth check?
Oh, yeah.
Warm it up.
Yep, got it.
No, this is a new dice, so.
Charge up. Oh,
20.
dirty 20 or nat 20?
Nat 20 on
Nat,
that.
like a friggin' ghost. You disappear into the.
You'd be surprised.
As a halfling, probably pretty good.
With a stealth plus 12, I should be okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Expertise.
Expertise. Exactly it, too.
As you disappear into the shadows, none the wiser, or none of the nearby denizens any wiser, as you quietly kind of stalk after you, push around the corner, and you see him, this man ahead of you push into the crowd. You see him start sort of wiggling through the crowd, beginning to disperse into it. It looks like there's kind of a very a large sort of central stand being assembled, getting ready to go for what looks like a larger performance.
Oh.
But before that. Sorry. Moving through. Okay. Moving through Neverwinter's narrow alleyways, winding past clinking tankards over the soaring songs of bards and performing on every which corner, we find a strange creature roaming the fringes of Neverwinter streets. It takes only a glance for most to quickly take interest elsewhere, giving the man a wide berth as he passes. Not all listen to the wisdom of their lizard brain, however, as the masked man's attention is robbed by a sudden and firm grasp on his forearm, tugging him enough to face a short, stocky dwarf adorned in heavy layers of blackened leathers and similar bandoliers. Firstly, would you like to describe Jumble?
Well, Jumble's about 6'5" and, well, just shy of 300 pounds, so he's a thick, tough guy. And Jumble is a very good description of him because he definitely looks like a jumble of a lot of things, you know, a bit of mismatched clothing. If you look past the clothing, hell of a lot of scars that really make you wonder if he's just held together by thread at this point. But yeah, big guy like that. Usually goes around with a hood and a bit of a face rag, you know, kind of hide the face because, yeah, he doesn't have a very handsome appearance, if you're being generous. You might notice, though, one very bright yellow eye and one kind of dull silver eye, so, you know, there's also that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically skin like scarred leather.
Fair enough.
But yeah, big guy, and yeah, definitely you wouldn't want to, from a glance, you wouldn't want to mess with him, even though he really is kind of a nice guy, Jumble, just not all the time, and he can't really help it.
Gotcha. And just to clarify, a little hard to determine exactly what type of creature he would be.
At least humanoid, you know, if you want to take a guess at a look, you know, with the mask on, at least you'd guess human of some sort, but, you know, hard to say with the world they live in.
Yeah, absolutely. But as he grabs your shoulder onto your forearm and kind of pulls you towards him, you hear "Welcome to Neverwinter, stranger. Yeah, see your face there's a little fucked up.
Oh, well, yeah, I get that a lot.
Fortunately, today being the day of our bringer of dawn, I'm feeling a little generous to keep your secret there. But, gonna need a...
Oh, I like secrets. I like secrets. Do you want to share some?
More keep one quiet.
Oh, okay. Quiet it is. You know what's really quiet?
Oh, it's really quiet.
A corpse. They are just so quiet. I once tried to be more quiet than a corpse. It did not work.
Well, for the small sum of 50 gold dragons, I think we can avoid having another corpse on our hands.
Wow, 50 gold dragons. Are they part of the festival? Are we going to see them flying overhead? Are they going to spew flames and all that? Be all shiny and sparkly in the sky?
Meant coin there. For 50 coin.
50 coin? For what?
Keep your fucked up face on the... Listen, man, people don't take to freaks while around here, right?
Oh. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah. And this is see, it looks around, you can see he's kind of growing increasingly agitated. And this is clearly a bit of blackmail going on here.
Aw, again?
Again?
Hey, you said it yourself. With a face like mine, I get this a lot. Man.
Like, how often does that happen?
Well, you know, let's see. Last time it was about 3 times in the same city, in the same street. By at least, I think they were brothers. Yeah. I think they had a whole racket going, the 3 of them. Yeah, definitely had a racket going. Not a good racket, you know.
As he looks to you a little dumbfounded for a second, just... All right, he pulls up, what's a small silver coin and offers it over to you. And clearly you need this a lot more than I do.
Oh, hey, thanks, pal.
Yeah, absolutely. As he kind of awkwardly kind of tips his head down and decides to break from your from your course of action there.
Well, Jumble kind of shakes his head all of a sudden and, oh, wow, silver coin. Sees him kind of walking away. Hey, thanks, pal.
Don't mention it. Yeah.
Oh, I like this city.
Well played, gents. Well played.
Returning once more to the Protector's Enclave, seeming to be the heart of the festivities, we find a drow present behind a pop-up stall, once laden with all sorts of magical odds and ends, from potions to trinkets neatly presented for passerbys to peruse at their leisure. However, as the festivities press on, the display has quickly been plucked apart, leaving only a handful of oddities from the bottom of the barrel. Would you like to introduce Maleki?
So Maleki is a drow from Menzo Baranzan, and he, at a very young age, was attracted to an adventurous life by a human artificer that he watched save a fellow drow during a fight. He spent centuries with this artificer, learning the ways of an artificer, starting to basically apprenticing the entire time. And his apprentice was after something, and they caught it one time, and his apprentice told Maleki to hide in the wagon that they had, and Maleki hid in the wagon, and after some thuds and some noise and some racket, he peeked out from under the tarp, and he saw his mentor dead. So he spent the last several years hunting, trying to find whatever it was that killed his mentor. That's been his life mission.
All right.
Yeah.
What exactly does Maleki look like?
So Maleki is a dark silver drow with silver hair, and it's short, and when I short but spiky, think mad scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Silver, and he's got a silver streak. It just goes right through here. He dresses in a nice fancy, a dapper, if you think dapper, like 1920s style science.
Gotcha.
So he's got the dark vest, dark shirt with the sleeves kind of half rolled, nice stuff. Well, they're not nice, but they're black slacks.
Kind of Victorian in nature.
Yeah, and he wears his goggles.
Gotcha. All right. Which Malachi's attention is brought, is taken as a large dragonborn man of green scales approaches the stand for a moment. He pinches one of the potions between his kind of index and thumb and holds it up, sort of scrutinizing it for a moment before he glances past it over to Maleki. What's it do?
Ah, well, I don't know if I should tell or not.
Is there a reason you wouldn't?
I don't know. Might be too powerful for you.
Too powerful for me.
Ah, all my stuff is pretty powerful.
Powerful, a Grosh of the Green Claw. You think this little poultry bottle would be too powerful for me?
Well, if you insist, it would cost 2 silver pieces.
All right, give me a persuasion roll.
7 plus. That's what, Constitution?
No, charisma.
Yep.
Charisma? 7. So just 7.
7?
Yeah.
We'll look to it. 2 silver pieces. Make it 1 silver piece.
Feeling generous today. 1 silver piece it'd be.
Very well. See, takes it kind of.
But would you like to buy insurance?
Insurance on a potion?
In case it backfires, you come back to me and I give you a potion to fix it.
Give me persuasion.
12.
12? How much for the insurance?
1 silver piece.
Fishes out a second silver piece and offers it over, and better not backfire.
Oh, no. Well, if it is, it's insured.
Does seem to take a strange comfort in that very vague reassurance before he storms off, kind of dwindling your storefront down to just kind of small scraps and bits. However, at this point, everybody kind of convening to the Protector's Enclave. As various folks engage in a diverse assemblage of
activities, a loud voice seems to
draw most of the commotion. Seated almost center to Neverwinter's core is a large golden oak stage, standing upon what appears to be appears to be a human at a glance, of long brown wavy hair and a long goatee beaded into 2 thin braided strands. Wears a long deep purple cloak decorated in gilded strands of gold with diamond patterns stained into the fabric. He leans upon a golden walking stick topped with a bright emerald that catches the sun rays just right. Come on, hop on up and become part of something so much more than yourself. For Yanko's extravaganza seeks a volunteer or 2, 3, maybe 4, for a display of strength, finesse, and of course, it would hardly be deserving of Neverwinter's people without a little magic. Who amongst you is brave enough to entertain the masses? He offers his hands out as this kind of large gaggle of people have sort of accumulated before the stage. Looks out and, how about, is that you?
Absolutely.
Come on up.
I'm excited.
Gestures to the stage. Looks around and we'll say, how about you, the little one in the back? Got a spot right for you, right here.
How close am I to where the mark I was trying to get that jewel from?
So you see he's kind of pushed to the crowd. You've been kind of carefully sneaking about. If you want to go ahead and give me an insight check.
Yes, please. 19.
19. Say no one else around you has seemed to even caught a glimpse of you as you very carefully kind of navigate past them. However, the stagehand seems to, or the performer here seems to have caught you right amidst the crowd as everyone else kind of slowly turns their attention to you for a minute. Like, where do you come from?
It's like, son of a bitch. Yeah, sure, I'd fucking love to come on stage. That sounds like a great time.
That's the spirit! Come on up!
Fucking I'm all of the steam right now. That tries my way up to the
Fuming
stage.
as you approach. Yeah, absolutely. But she does sort of ignore the continued profanity shouted at his side as he continues.
Yeah, I'm letting out my breath all pissed off.
Oh, that's a fascinating one. How about you? Would you like to join the stage?
Really?
Absolutely.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. Come on up.
I start bounding over and basically just leap over to the stage.
People just kind of quickly get out of your way as they just see this hulking man charge through.
Look, we're like, what the fuck is this thing? They make them like that?
I think you can use some breathing techniques in front.
Now
Fucking
you've
bring
been
them off the
avoiding
stage.
some of the activities for a while here. Why don't you come on up?
I have more important things to do.
What could be more important than the performance?
Many things.
Who here would love to see a fellow here perform before the audience? As a few, kind of the crowd's attention slowly gravitates towards you and start hearing kind of slow chanting that gradually grows and grows into a larger chant as people are just, hop on stage! Hop on stage!
As
Alright,
he moves, his
I
glasses are
start
going on
walking.
like.
Am I near? Is the gentleman, the gentle person that I sold the potions to? Are they in my walking path?
Yeah, they would say they kind of just broke away from your stand, probably a good 10 feet away or so.
I mean, but would I pass them in my way, making my way to the stage?
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Okay. So I make my way to the stage, but as I make my way up to the stage, I see that gentleman I sold the potion to, and as I walk by, kind of put my hand down, and with it's 10, I'm going to see if I can just grab that insurance potion.
Grab the insurance potion in passing. I say he does sort of, as you go to kind of very deftly pluck the potion from you, feel a firm kind of swat to the back of your hand as he kind of quickly turns around, sort of glancing, see kind of the source of that, but he seems very alert now as he kind of watches out for his belongings. Pretty common practice in during festivals.
Yeah, all right, it was worth a shot. So I make my way up on the stage, and I look around. I'm like, that guy.
I'm just practically hopping around in
What
glee.
the fuck are you looking at?
Anybody ever told you that you just have a fucked up face?
Yes? I just heard that 5 minutes ago.
I look down on him because I'm actually the tallest one in the group finally.
Do we need to get you a high chair to sit on so you can look down?
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for our brave performers. Yanko sort of turns to face you guys, a kind of voice drowned over the loud sound of applause coming from the crowd themselves. It is truly an honor to meet you all. I am Yanko Lorich, and you have my undying gratitude. Now, let's get this started, shall we?
Yeah, hurry up, let's go. I ain't got time for this. I'm a busy day today, sir. Busy
Very well.
fucking day.
Yes, get on with your sleight of
Boy, oh
hand.
boy,
then I
so
do
I
know
can
with
do
this
my
show.
part.
I do hope you're ready for the show, he sort of shouts back to the crowd. His attention first turning towards Starling here. Now presenting the swiftest mortal under Lathander's eyes, the fearless feline. The crowd sort of erupts into a cheer as the curtains draw back, revealing what appears to be kind of two large poles suspended upwards. They seem to have a very tight rope attaching the two of them together. Looks like it's about 30 or so feet up. As Yanko turns to you for a moment, letting the crowd's cheers sort of create this sort of safe blanket to speak underneath as he... fear not, friend. There's a invisibility enchantment put on a net about 10 feet below. I trust your keen eyes to catch it once you're on top. Before he turns back, our furry friend will take to the sky and carefully navigate across the tight rope. But one small mistake could result in a very painful descent, so let's cheer him on. He shouts to the crowd once more, and kind of gestures for you to begin making your way.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, come on, you big pussy. Get it? Because he's a cat? Pussy cat.
I get it! Aha!
The fuck is this guy?
Get on with it. Let's go.
Nice
Get up
few
there.
moments.
Let's go, Kit Kat. Go.
So I go ahead and climb up there.
A lot of you're able to safely navigate up towards the top, and once you're up there, you have this kind of vantage view over the crowd. You can see the slow shifting of various heads, sort of all amalgamated together now from where your current height brings you. As you step up to the edge, Yonko, I'm sorry, observes sort of excitedly. You can see this wide, brimming smile on his face as he leans over on the staff and waits for you to begin navigating across.
I'm gonna make my way over to Yanka, like shifty-eyed, and nudge him, like, "Hey, if she falls, who gets her stuff? Any idea?"
Oh, yeah, he raises a good point, you know. Got some
But oh, Slow-Mo, I asked first, okay? You can have the leftovers.
I'm sure we can negotiate that afterwards.
That sounds good.
I feel like you're gonna give me an acrobatics roll.
Oh, yeah, that pussy's got a lot of shiny
Which
bits
one
on
is
it.
that one? Sorry.
Making fun.
That's dexterity.
Acrobatics.
The 20 plus.
If you really
Right
want
there,
to,
plus
if you really
6.
want to mess with it, there's some of that special plant down there.
7 and
Cats like it'll
6.
make her jump
13.
right off.
13?
Ah,
Okay.
you're talking about
You are
fucking cat
very
stuff
much
this
able to
small time.
carefully bring one foot before the other
That's not bad.
as you slowly make your way across.
I got
Would you like
that.
to go ahead and give me a perception check while you're up there? As you're kind of making it about halfway across, you can see
Plus 4.
16?
60. You can see it's very, very subtle, but there's just that very faint shine you can see occasionally of fiber, a thread below you, as you can most certainly see the net that he had spoken of.
Yeah.
Continue along though, carefully one step over the other, and you feel yourself start to shift to one side. You can bring yourself over as you have very astute mastery of kind of the control of your body.
So
Until
you're
you,
in the crowd, just like.
oh yeah, the
So I'm
crowd
liking
all
this,
like
of course.
pumped
and-
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It is a thrill. As you continue and begin finally stepping over to the other side, you can feel the stress of the net slacken beneath your foot, marking a successful navigation across your tightrope.
Alright.
Oh, wow, that was great.
I'll be damned.
See Miyako sort of clapping
Yeah.
along with the rest of the crowd as they jeer on.
I guess you don't get his stuff now, do you?
You keep opening your fucking mouth, I'm gonna have your stuff.
Hey, come on, that wasn't very nice.
All right.
It's gonna sit there.
You're able to navigate your way back down onto the stage, and he turns his attention over towards Jep here. With fingers so nimble he could swipe the shirt off your back with you none the wiser, I present to you the Regal Rogue. As the cheering erupts once more, and he turns
Who
to you.
fucking told you I was a rogue? Got loose lips in this crowd.
You actually,
Yeah.
you are actually a rogue.
Hey, did you say it out loud?
I would say that's
Whatever, alright, let's get this over with.
perfect to hear, as I'm putting a lot of faith in you right now. As he leans back and draws a apple and a dagger from beneath his cloak, showing it over to the crowd. Kind of jabs or skewers the apple on the edge of the dagger before holding it up, verifying is indeed very sharp. Raises it to eye level, and my companion here will stand at 20 paces before knocking this very apple from my head. One small mistake could be my very demise. As these kind of oohs and ahs begin to wash over the crowd, he draws the blade back before offering it over to Jep, and steps to the back, these like rich dark red curtains of the back of the stage, kind of steps back to it and carefully places the apple upon his head. As he closes his eyes, very calm smile over his face.
I'm gonna hold a knife, I'm gonna be tossing it in the air, looking it over. Thinking about it for a second of what I could do with this knife.
It's a land of opportunity.
Go for the kneecaps.
I always look, you go for the chest actually, you go right for the heart, done.
Well, yeah, but then they get to fall over and cry about it.
Yeah,
So I fear I might have to waste a potion.
Oh yeah.
So
Don't worry about your fucking potions, they won't get wasted. Alright, you ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Make y'all fucking happy if I throw this little knife at you? Here we go! And I take it back and just...
All right, go ahead and give me that attack roll. Don't worry, that.
You have inspiration.
Alright, 14.
14 definitely hits. As he's kind of calmly waiting, and the dagger flies through the air and just right into it, kind of clean pierces it to the back of the stage behind him. As the oohs and ahs kind of simmered down to a still while you were before he threw it, and then just bursts back into the crowd's energy as you properly skewer the apple once more. He kind of takes a few steps away and looks to it with a kind of calm smile, but you can catch a very subtle nervousness on him as he looks to it, looks back, and very well, as he kind of claps along.
I do a couple of like bows and stuff, and like a little jig along the stage. Like I'm a little more prideful now that I actually made that.
Play into the crowd's energy.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you. You're a fucking wonderful crowd. Thank you guys.
And the cheering just burst out to follow. After he steps away from the dagger and kind of carefully plucks it out of the wand, and even has to give it kind of like a before it pops right out. He turns to glance to Jumble here. Mighty enough to make even Lathander nervous, I present you the Bear of Brawn. Watch now as he hoists 2 horses high above his head. The flick of his wrist, a scrawny human, only familiar to Jet, is guided off with another stagehand, presumably a young elven woman by immediate glance, as they both begin guiding what looks like 2 large, muscular, and ill-tempered stallions onto the stage. They continue to bring them up, guiding them over what looks like 2 kind of padded, kind of contoured pallets that are attached only by what appears to be a long steel bar. He quickly dismisses his assistants as his enthusiasm falls upon Jumble as he gestures towards the bar.
Wow. Okay. Didn't know I could do that. Well, grab the bar and try to lift it.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics.
Nat 20.
Horses are going in the middle.
Well, all right. As you begin to hoist these up, square your legs out and crouch down, grab the bar, begin slowly lifting upwards. The horses both beginning to rise as they both give out kind of an alarmed little snorts to themselves. They begin hoisting them. You can feel that these don't quite feel as heavy as you'd gauge a horse probably should. But you also feel that even were they, you'd probably be doing some pretty good damage on these things as you hoist them high above your head, much to the pleasure of the crowd. To which he gives an applause of his own, followed by that of the crowd as he watches in awe. You can tell genuinely surprised as you hoist these things square over your head.
In for a penny, in for a pound. I kind of start trying to twirl them around a little bit.
With that nat 20, you absolutely can. As these horses begin whirling in this just absolutely absurd display, you hear kind of laughter beginning to
Holy
join the
smokes, look at this fucking thing! No one told me it had that kind of strength!
No one told me either, if I'm being entirely honest.
What do you think's got all the crowd for?
I believe you can put them down now, actually.
So, no problem there. Put them right down.
It's just you could hear just the kind of, despite the cheering, the sort of chanting breaking through as you hear the Bear of Brawn, the Bear of Brawn, mixed in with the laughter and the just general enthusiasm.
Well, Jumble seems a little surprised all of a sudden, but hey, he likes people cheering, so.
It works. But once it starts to kind of slowly come to a diminishing calm, his attention then falls upon Maleki.
Oh, fuck me.
Shedding
Hey,
the
your turn
comforts
now.
of the Underdark just to entertain you folk, I present to you the Scholar of the Deep. With a mind so brilliant, not even the finest magics can deceive him. Gawking as he discerns fact from fiction, truth from deceptions, as he extends his hands upwards. And you start to see these small, kind of off-white candlesticks beginning to gradually descend down from the top of the stage as they begin to hover over the crowd. You can see a variety of different colored flames that seem to ignite on each of the wicks.
Okay.
As he looks forth back to the crowd, and beneath one is a stamp of the Thander's personal sigil. The crowd may be able to see the truth from below, but it takes a particularly astute mind to discern the real one from afar. Which he gestures for you to step forth.
So there's one on each side of me.
No, there's probably 20 or 30 of them
Okay.
that seem to be kind of just hovering, kind of slowly floating, kind of like some Harry Potter mealtime.
Okay, and I'm searching for one that has a particular sigil on the bottom.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna do an Arcana check.
Absolutely.
10 plus
Intelligence.
so 10 plus, so 12.
To which you are very much able to see, as most of them, they all look very legitimate, very hard to tell at an immediate glance, but you kind of lean forward with the crowd and sort of carefully study each from the next. And you note that only one of them, with this kind of deep purple flame flicking off of it, is the only one that seems to give off a real shadow.
That one there, and I point to the one with the flame.
Oh, are you sure about that?
Yes.
So he looks to the crowd and, well, is that the right one? The kind of loud cheering is sort of drowning out most of the voices until they manage to just sort of quiet down the general area. One of them shouts, "It's got the seal on it!" Which the crowd sort of bursts out into a sort of renewed energy once more as he, congratulations! And,
God be damn, it worked.
Not bad.
My, I had no doubts you wouldn't disappoint, but had I known you'd make for such grand performers, I would have poached you for my performance long ago. But
What
before...
you pay?
Well, depends on if you keep doing the twirling horse act, probably very well. But before our standing ovation, we have one final act. Surely magic is no foreign concept to you all. Why, it's a mere child's play to make oneself disappear. But behold, as the great Yanko Lorridge makes this entire party disappear before your very eyes.
Oh, fuck.
Excuse me? Did I hear the words disappear?
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I like where I am. I don't need to be leaving the stage.
Oh, you will love where you're going.
Don't worry, it's probably mirrors and just smoke and mirrors, my friend. Smoke and mirrors.
I don't like magic at all.
Probably gonna end up under the stage somewhere. I don't like it either. You want to ditch?
Thinking about it.
Oh, well, this should be entertaining for sure.
The fuck is with this guy?
A lot of problems, I can assure you, sir.
Whatever, let's get this all over with. Come on, let's go.
Twitch.
Time is money.
Smoke and mirrors not being too far off the mark as a cool mist begins to descend down from the top of the stage.
Told you.
Lovely.
And with it comes a strange cold chill that glides down your spine. You watch as the piercing rays of the sun obscure behind the fog, clouds beginning to crawl forth, creating a heavy gray overcast above you. There's the sound of metal support breaking, followed by the slow groan of one of these beams tipping over and crashing to the ground. Neverwinter's warm summer taking leave, replaced by a subtle chill that seems perpetually biting. There's a strange hopelessness in the atmosphere as your crowd continues to watch on, this time without applause. The fog slowly disperses, swathing away at your feet, revealing an open clearing surrounded by a very dense forest, where your broken, dilapidated stage resides. You find yourself standing before Yanko, as well as the scrawny thief, his trio of pursuers, and then the members of the audience gaze onto you with blank expressions before one collapses to the ground, followed by the next, and one by one they continue to collapse.
Well, I must say, that is a very fine trick there.
This is fucking crazy. What the hell is going on here? I told you I didn't like magic. Now I know why I don't like magic. I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm like, waving. I'm start making my move away from the stage.
Absolutely. You begin strutting away from the stage, leaving these individuals behind. You could see again the tree line around you, and there seems to be sort of these heavy mists that billow out from past them.
Son of a bitch.
I don't want to go that way. Not with the mist, not with any
I
kind
roll
of...
for perception,
water.
21.
21.
Just see what the heck is going on around me.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking in the area around you, you again could see that the stage that you had been performing to the denizens of Neverwinter still seems present, though no longer the sort of rich golden oak that it once was. Now it's the wood seems to have worn and withered down to these varying kind of hues of gray. Looks like some of the foliage is almost like colorless foliage that seems to slowly creep along the base of it. The crowd before you, you can see at first look like there's just maybe 100 people or so that have been surrounding you, are just currently looking at you guys with these sort of blankened expressions, no real life to their eyes as they view your current display. Yanko is standing beside you with this sort of calm, patient smile on his face as he leans kind of onto his walking stick. And past the stage, there's a small clearing, probably about 30, 40 feet or so, before you find just these very dense woods that almost create a wall with how kind of tightly packed they are. And past them, you can see these just heavy mists that are crawling in. The any direction that you kind of look, it very quickly becomes obscured by this just heavy wall of mist.
So for 21, can I get an Arcana check on what type of magic this might be?
With a 21 Arcana? Yeah, absolutely. As you're kind of observing the tricks, the smokes and mirrors, these smokes and mirrors turn out to be a bit more of a rough understatement. As you can see, what has occurred here is a ritual of sorts. However, it's far from the kind of traditional studious magics that you may have come across in your times traveling. This is something a lot more sinister in nature. This is something that requires the aid of something very powerful.
Well, Mr. Lorridge, is this part of the
Can I
act?
sense that it requires something powerful, or do I just sense that it's sinister?
So you would definitely know it requires something
Okay,
powerful.
so I get the full scope of it. Got it. Okay.
So, Mr. Lorridge, is this part of the act?
Oh, yes, this was the grand finale, in fact. As he gestures your attention out towards the crowd. The body's still
Doesn't
continuing to
feel right.
collapse kind of one after the other. Bits and pieces. You can see what originally looked like this just kind of large amalgamation of heads popping out over past each other.
I try to suddenly put a hand on one of my hand axes, just have it in my hand at the ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my crossbow and point it towards our host.
Absolutely.
All right, Yoko, what the fuck happened here? Where are we? This is not right, and this is not where we were when we started.
No, you're definitely not where you were when you started. However, I don't believe it's quite my place to make the introductions, as he draws your attention forth towards the crowd, as they continue sort of collapsing down until you could start to be able to make out distinct faces past the others, numbers dwindling, fewer and fewer between, until finally the crowd now lays in this just pile of corpses, revealing only one figure that still seems to be standing. Appears to be a relatively tall man. The black oiled hair pulled backwards, large billowing kind of royal cape and very fine ornate deep crimson armor. Gives sort of a very slow clap as he peers on to the performance.
So I go.
I'm gonna roll investigation. Being worldly, I might know who this is.
Go ahead.
This guy's kind of freaking me out.
Perfect 20 with the plus 3.
Perfect.
This 20 is fucking perfect.
Spot on 20.
Take a picture, okay? That has to be framed on a wall.
Yeah, the fucking perfect. For what I just rolled for, I would say it's a perfect 20.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see. In your travels, being that from your history, I don't think you would exactly have stumbled the exact same circles, but you definitely know of vampires.
Mm-hmm.
And you generally can get kind of the gist at a glance. But looking at this man, you can see definitely vampiric nature dwelling deep inside of him. But you can also tell that he's clearly shed the early stages of undeath. This is a very aged, very seasoned vampire.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way back towards the party and put my my crossbow down. Be as silent as possible now.
Yeah, my hair's standing up already.
So I'm gonna walk up to our host and I'm gonna put my hand around his shoulder and say, my fine gentleman.
Yes.
The smoke and mirrors, they're lovely. It's a great trick.
Oh, thank you.
It's time to end it. Let's end it.
I agree. As he now, sort of with a bit more reverence, lowers himself down and gestures his hands outwards towards the slow clapping individual in the center stage.
I'm glad you liked the show, but I'd kind of like to go back now.
So while he's bending over, what is that? A 13.
13.
A 13 to swipe and see if I get anything off of our host.
To
Pickpocket, basically.
Pickpocket.
A 13. As he kind of continues this low bow, you can see some of his possessions sort of dangling off the inside of his cloak. You go to quickly kind of pluck one as he just does a little flourish with the cape and just outside of your reach as he pulls it back. And from the crowd, you hear a Yonko, you have done well. It was a momentarily amusing display. Perhaps these ones will make for more entertaining guests than the last. But first, there are pressing matters to address. As the figure steps forth now, and you can see the very royal armor adorning him. Man has a clear display of status as he steps forward and extends his hand outward towards that scrawny thief that you had seen
Very
you
old.
by. As he extends his hands out towards the thief, you see, you can kind of hear first the sound of chirping almost. It gets kind of louder and louder as it sounds like it's sort of beginning to surround a lot of you coming from the mists. As the sort of dense veil of black, just this horde of bats begins honing in, not towards the group of you, as they seem to hone in towards the thief that had ran past you. The kind of paling over, he quickly fishes into his pockets as he pulls up the brooch that you had seen earlier and offers it up and just, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It just...
You can have it back. You can have it back.
And the horde of bats begin honing in on him as they begin surrounding him, and from inside this dense veil of blacks, you can hear screaming. This just sickly sound of flesh tearing as his body begins to be suspended by this horde of bats.
Yeah.
It was once
Ooh, got some bad memories of that kind of shit.
Fucking guy.
I don't know what to do with this guy.
Oh
Can I
man,
get
that's
a-
messed up.
After seeing that, I'm a little concerned. Can I get a Arcana check with an 11?
For what exactly?
Anything about this being that I might know from my travels?
And you got a what with it?
11.
An 11?
Yes.
I'd say this guy has not really been in your circles.
Okay.
That being said, though, you do see the sort of amused expression that once had been on his face seems to come to a bit more sour scowl as the man pleads for his life and offers the trinket up.
Yeah, I've gone pale.
I'm gonna roll for history, see if I remember anything about who this guy could be, even legend-wise or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. History. 14.
14, I'd say. You could definitely see the telltale signs of vampirism, but beyond that, these
Just
guys,
vampire. Okay.
this is a very, very foreign place to all of you.
So, from my position, I'm gonna take a step back, and I actually have this cane. I don't have a limp, but it's part of my regal. Like,
Yeah, of
travels.
course. You can't have the Victorian
Yes.
aesthetic without the cane.
Yeah, so
Naturally.
it's just a simple wooden cane. It's got this kind of ornate like etch, so it kind of zigzags at the bottom, so it just kind of gives it a little bit of pizzazz.
Yeah, of course.
But it's not only my cane. I can pull, and my handle is my short sword that I carry.
Oh,
I'm gonna-
sword cane in it. All
Before I
right.
go full out, I'm actually gonna put a hand is
No, I'm not pulling it out. I'm just.
either way, I'm just
All I'm doing is, so I have it, so all I do is I just flip the hilt, so that if it happens, I'm ready to go. So I just take a step back, and I'm just like, and I put my hand just in case.
All right.
I'm just like
Well,
But no, I feel Jep's hand, and I'm like, okay.
Well, Jumble all of a sudden takes a bow to, well, the vampire approaching, and pardon me, good lord, sir, whatever title you may request I address you as, but you have me at a bit of a disadvantage here. I'm simply known as Jumble, I'm afraid. It's a bit of a long story, but clearly you are a man of some importance, and please, if you could grace me with your introduction.
As
Fucking guy, you serious?
he flicks his kind of this crimson gaze over to you for a moment before he hones his attention back towards the suspended corpse that is slowly getting kind of pulled closer to him. And a moment as he reaches a hand forward into the horde of bats before slowly pulling a brooch out from the center. He begins to kind of lock it back around his neck before kind of billowing the hair out from underneath it.
Note to self, keep hands to self. I tell myself as I say.
telling me.
One
Yes,
shiny thing.
quite fetching, my lord.
One shiny thing I do not want.
You get a bunch of bats in return, though. It's awesome.
I mean, I'd probably eat them. But yeah,
If they don't eat you.
true.
Pity. I had wondered what thief would be so bold as to pilfer from my castle. Alas, it would seem it was nothing more than a coward and a rat. Very well. I shall accept the amulet back. He sort of addresses the screaming corpse festering inside the pile of bats before they then begin to disperse outwards, leaving just the sort of mangled body that collapses onto the ground at his feet. He then turns his attention towards you guys, as well as the trio that are now sort of taking a few steps back. The trio that had been pursuing the now mangled thief. As he... Welcome, travelers. Ah, and Miss Tornescu, he addresses one of the pursuers. I am Count Strahd von Zerevich, Lord and Master of Barovia. He gestures out to the distance surrounding him. Yanko has a talent for reading people, so I trust you'll prove interesting guests during your stay here. Surely we shall meet again, but in the meanwhile, I do hope you enjoy your stay. Welcome to Barovia. As he turns on his heel, the large royal black cape billowing in the wind, his figure begins to disperse into yet a second horde of bats that slowly begin to kind of fan outwards as they make way for the mists. This leaving the group of you with Yanko on the stage and your trio.
So I look over.
Well then, I get out my hand axe and start walking over to Mr. Yonko. What was it?
Yanko Lorich.
Yes, Mr. Lorridge. If you would be so kind, and I kind of grip him firmly on the shoulder to the point that I kind of want to crush his shoulder. Perhaps you could inform us a little more thoroughly, and I make sure my hand axe is in full view, of just what the hell is going on here.
He gives a glance to the hand axe. Doesn't seem particularly concerned as this just sort of like whimsical smile stays on his face, but he just sort of looked to the grasp and just kind of like, very, very firm hand there. Very well. No questions, have you?
Well, why have we come here, of all things?
Well, I was perusing that crowd of peons and disposables, and none of them seemed like they would prove suitable entertainment for our lord here. However, you all looked very, well, capable.
So you fucking drove us out to here? This is the best idea you could come up with? What kind of asshole?
You are not a nice man.
Guys. We are in the presence of a lord. Let's respect him as such.
No, we were in the presence of a fucking crazy person who's turned a body into bone, killed half the crowd here, and let his bats feed on a corpse for a fucking object.
And,
Who the
what
fuck
of you,
does that?
And what of you three over there? What do they have in this?
Are you addressing them or addressing Yanko?
A little bit of both.
Ah.
You know.
Oh, those ones despise me, personally. Which is exactly why I should probably stop making my way out of here, if I'm being entirely honest. So if you have any further questions, please wrap them up quickly, as the trio, you know, one of them, a woman who seems to be kind of the forefront leader, who had been referred to as Miss Tornescu. She sort of steps forward and looks to him and just, you're not going anywhere. As you see her start to kind of crouch down a little bit, as you start to hear the sort of sickly sound of bones breaking and snapping, as her arms seem to like grotesquely begin to extend. You start to see her face, her nozzle begins to just sort of break forward as fur begins protruding out past her skin. Body's beginning to take this large kind of hulking form as this just low growl begins to protrude past her fangs.
Quite
God,
right, madam,
shit
and I
me.
drive my hand axe into one of Yanko's knees.
Please go ahead and give me an attack roll.
24.
Oh shit! All right, go ahead and do damage on that.
Ouch. Let's see, d6. 7 slashing.
Oh, my knees! He looks to you. Can I get a wisdom saving throw?
Just wisdom or...
Yep.
Okay, 12.
12? Would you please release
Me now as he asks this of you, you feel?
the strange urge to comply? Sort of supernatural influence, almost like being charmed.
Okay, sure, sir.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
Oh, how'd my axe get here? Let me get that.
Yep. All right. I have it back. All right. Interesting strangers indeed, as he kind of smiles up to you with a sort of shit-eating grin before he immediately gets pounced by one of these wolves that drives him into the ground, the earth sort of kicking up as he's just sort of skids along the surface.
Whoa, that's a
Yeah.
big dog.
It kind of rolls with it and kicks her off for a moment as the other two begin jumping on him as they begin kind of slowly being pulled further and further out to the mists.
Normally, I would allow this kind of thing, but we need some fucking answers, because I'm not being stuck with whatever the hell this is without having some type of information about where the fuck we are. Get off him, you flea bags!
Yes, please, get off of me! They don't seem to be listening to any kind of reason. They begin kind of pulling and tearing before he pushes one off. You hear sort of one of their legs sort of snap to the side, buying a momentary window to divert into the mists. The wolves beginning to kind of hone in on him as you can hear this sort of sound slowly getting quieter and quieter as this sounds like wood snapping and breaking. You can hear loud howls and shouts as it kind of slowly disperses further into the mists of the woods.
Is it safe to come down now? I'm in the tree.
Makes sense.
Fucking kidding me.
I don't like dogs.
I forgot you were even here.
Jeez, how can you
And we still don't know where the fuck we are!
And you're supposed to be the rogue.
Alright, smart guy. What's your idea?
Well, one, I'd say we're fucked.
Let's see, 18 to recall history about Barovia.
In 18?
Yeah, just about Barovia.
All right. I would say you know of kind of there's an ancient history of perhaps once a Barovia existed in the prime material realm, but since then it has become nothing more than a rumor. People say that it was embellished in kind of dark arts. And then suddenly it just seemed to sort of stop existing.
Well, folks, looks like we're in Barovia, a place that ain't supposed to exist.
That's real nice. That's just fucking great. We get dropped off by fucking Yoko, and now we're stuck in this weird ass place. Fucking Count Cockula showed up, fucking ate one guy and took off. Now what do we do?
Well, I for one would not insult the guy who just ate someone.
He's gone. Who cares?
Can I get an Arcana check again on 19? Do I still sense any of the presence of that ritual, or has it dissipated?
With a what?
19.
A 19?
Yeah.
I would say that you could tell that the ritual itself seems to have fully subsided. It is no longer in play. It seemed to only serve for the purpose of getting you here.
Well,
However, the sort of all-powerful presence that had been attached to it
Mm-hmm.
seems to be perpetually present.
well, Jumble gets off what's left of the stage and goes to check on the dead people, see, what exactly might have happened to them from the looks of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
I'm following him too, because I'm not letting them pillage those bodies without me.
All right.
Dang. 4, so I don't see much.
17.
Nat
Oh.
20.
What is it, one?
All right.
I got one.
Uh,
7.
You two can definitely tell there is a lot of corpses here. Undeniable
Them
fact.
dead.
But the two of you can discern that these bodies have been dead for a very long time, which sort of beckons the question of how long you've actually been here.
You,
I hate magic. I told you I hate magic.
can I get a separate investigation check for with an 11? Do I see can I see the guy that I sold the wares to? Can I spot his body?
With an 11, no, you cannot.
Okay.
Especially a lot of the sort of color that had once filled the
Okay.
people is just gone, as they're
Okay.
it's just this sickly pile of long dead corpses.
I got a good look at him. If he had
I'm gonna try and pilfer and see if I can find anything I could sell or is
Okay.
useful.
Investigation of 21 to find something valuable
Okay.
on the bodies.
I got 15.
15 and a 21, searching the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
and
They're
22.
They're just sort of creeping down, kind of moving these like nasty sludges of corpses to the side.
Oh, they're that
Dig
old.
through these old piles or old bodies. Like the pockets have all of these holes in them. It's
Yeah,
not
no.
hard to find them.
After a couple, Jeff's like, nope, ain't worth it. It's fucking gross.
I'm
I'm not,
Just
I'm not
so it-
touching them. I clean myself with my
Maleki
own mouth,
continues
so no.
on. He's used to searching.
I would say that you guys are very confident that there's nothing in these pockets as you go along. They seem to have, if there was something, they're probably picked clean a long time ago.
Well, that was a lovely waste of time.
This whole thing's been a fucking waste of time. Now we gotta figure out where the fuck we need to go. Anyone got any ideas? Hands in the side, just walking around, kicking dirt, flustered.
Can I get a strike test? Damn, I love these dice. Nat 20. A toe tip. I want a piece of a bone.
I would say you could.
My mentor always taught me to keep relics in places that you go.
You can lop off an old rotten toe if you would like.
So I pull my little sword out and go whoop, right in front of you. And I just put it in my little satch.
It's nice and old too, so it's just kind of like a nice squish to it as you cut
You're
down.
sick in the head, aren't
Yeah.
you? You're one of those weird guys out there, pilfer bodies and stuff. You're a fucking sick man, aren't you?
You didn't even play with it first.
What
I'm surrounded by weirdos.
You didn't play with your prey first.
Jumble takes a look to the air and is trying to find, a trail of smoke for some sort. Civilization usually has
Absolutely. If
that.
you want to go ahead and give me a perception check.
Yep.
Pretty easy.
Let's see, that was 22.
22. As you do a quick survey of the area around you, you can still see, again, that sort of where the thick tree line surrounds you. But as you're watching, you can see the mists move with sort of an unnatural energy to them as they begin kind of slowly parting their way forth. As you can see, this very old kind of grade gravel trail that begins to kind of gradually reveal itself. And the mists don't seem to move elsewhere. Only right at this kind of funneled spot does it seem to gradually recede backwards.
Well, guys, I don't really like the looks of it, but it looks like the mist opened up a path for us.
Okay.
Alright.
And Batman's around.
Batman left a while ago, okay?
Of course, Adam West would show up.
Oh, now we need an NPC bottle.
I thought I put Adam West on the silent. I apologize for that.
Way to fuck up the mojo, Brian.
Whatever. Chris.
So yeah, the mist opened up a path for us, I think. And I point at.
Magic so much. Well, let's go through the fucking path the mist magically opened up for us. Yay!
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, yeah.
It's an exciting
Well,
adventure.
If there's only one way out, I guess we better start making our way that way.
Oh,
Down the crooked wooden road.
by the way, hi, I'm Stan Kyle Marsh. I'm sorry, I mean Greg Paul Blart. I don't know why I always have trouble with that. Just call me Jumble. Hi, I'm Jumble.
Hi.
I give Jumble
Yeah, hi.
a once up and down.
I mean, you know.
My name is Maleki.
Hi, Mr. Maleki. I mean, I get that we didn't really know each other yet, but I mean, we're stuck here now, so maybe stick together for now.
At least we're all good at something.
Yeah?
I'm Starling Sky. You can call
Holy
me Sky.
shit, it speaks. Great. Yeah, I'm Jeff. Nice to meet you, Sky, Maleki, Jumble. Now let's please proceed through this so I can get the hell out of here. Turn face, and I'm heading through.
All right,
Go up.
wait up, Jeff.
He's
Alright,
a
alright.
feisty little fucker, isn't he?
He is feisty.
All right. Two of you are heading towards the path. What are you two doing?
Yeah, follow on toe.
Guess better go too.
All right. It begins making way down the gravel trail. As you're traveling through the dense forests, you find your vision narrowed to a mere 30 feet forward and back. The trees doing well to hinder much vision further than a few feet. In their thick interlocking branches sort of create this heavy veil of darkness that encompasses the forest floor. You do notice what looks like a few shapes kind of pass in the mists a little ways ahead of you, lightly kind of veiled in the mist, but you can see the sort of strange outcroppings along the trail, probably no more than 40 feet ahead of you.
See, there's an outcropping up ahead. There's something, I guess. Let's go towards it and see if we can find any source of civilization, I guess.
Okay, 15 perception to try and get a better look at that outcropping.
Yeah, I'll say as you. Sorry, maybe outcropping was the wrong word used for that. But as you study forward, trying to get a gauge on exactly you see past the mist, sort of taking a few steps a little bit closer, the mist seems to almost move with you as they begin further sort of receding as you walk. They begin kind of crawling and creeping off of what looks like various even older corpses that seem to litter. You can see they look like they have old, worn armor over their bodies. They kind of look like perhaps at one point adventurers of sorts. Now sort of reduced to these bodies that have, most of the bone is sort of like almost melted and withered off of their bones.
That's a fucking great sight. Love seeing dead bodies. Yay, more dead bodies. There's gonna be a dead body capital of the fucking world.
Okay, just a quick thing. Does anyone here speak Abyssal? Okay, in that case, all you hear is Jumble say,
Fuck is wrong with this guy? He's got like 8 different personalities.
I've noticed that too.
I'm glad you can notice things. It's real fucking wonderful. You chime in once in a
This
while.
place is just really, really wrong, guys.
Yeah, it is. I'm a Messiah and apologize. I'm sorry. I just don't like magic, and I don't like where we are right now. This place gives me the creeps. I want to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I feel you there, Jep.
And can anyone have any sense of where we need to go or what's going on? Anyone?
Oh, I mean, I don't like it, but I guess we're just gonna go where the Mists wants us to go for now. I know, Jep. I really don't like it.
Investigation check for 18. Outside from the outcropping, is there anything else that we notice or that I notice?
Yes, actually. You notice what looks like 3 enthusiastic tour guides beginning to rise amongst these corpses. As they gradually rise up to their feet, slowly beginning to just get the what little flesh remains on them peeling from their bodies as they reach down, plucking up these old, worn, and battered weapons. You hear this sort of chattering of bones as they look to the lot of you and seem to launch into combat, which is where we shall have some initiatives.
Not gonna lie, I thought you said tour guide.
I didn't say tour guides. This is very
I was
sarcastic
just
comment.
like,
Oh, you're leading us to the afterlife.
and
Ah.
to your
What were you
left,
intending to say?
notice.
No, tour guides was intentional. It was just sarcastic.
Yeah.
Sarcasm.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Are we rolling initiative now?
Yes. Just give me a quick second.
By all means.
9.
Wasn't fully prepared. Oh no.
Plus dexterity, right?
Well, yeah, it should be up top here, plus initiative, but yeah, that's plus dexterity. Oh, you didn't fill it in. So yeah, it's your dexterity modifier.
Yeah, so plus 1, so 9.
13.
So who's got what?
We're waiting for him.
Yeah, he's getting things worked out.
All right. So first we got Maleki.
9.
9,
16.
16,
13.
13,
11.
11. All right. We have to figure out kind of how we're doing this real quick because we don't actually have a normal battle map at the moment. Fix that before next session.
Don't have what?
Don't have a normal battle map here at the moment, but we'll
Oh.
kind of fix that
Oh.
before next session.
Well, I mean, typically, you just have to. We just go by word. So as long as you know where we are, we should be okay.
Gosh, we can kind of do that for
That's what the graphic paper was for Tony.
He's got
Yeah.
graphing paper.
Yeah, I gave him graphic paper.
Yeah, he gave. That's what I was saying. That's
Oh,
what-
okay.
Yeah.
You just gotta. We'll probably ask about where our locations are, as long as you know us what matters to us.
I mean, I have a small whiteboard at home I could bring next time if we would
I
like.
got a projector set up I could bring.
Can you
No,
fit
no,
it in
I'll
here?
I'll bring a battle map next time.
Actually, if that mic was moved, we could mount the projector right.
I actually have a dry erase battle map I can bring too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be perfect.
All right.
Perfect. Especially once there's like more combatants and stuff, things get a little confusing. But currently appears that there are 3 skeletons before you. Let's see, we'll have here. Actually, let me do a quick little cheat sheet here.
How are we looking, by the way, tech guy? And all you people at home watching right now. Hi.
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 I hope you're having fun so far.
How you doing?
They check in once in a while, and then they go back to whatever they're watching on Netflix.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Nobody's checking in on us.
Maybe
Wow.
not you. Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody watches their shit.
We got plenty of people that watch our show.
My mom thinks I'm fun.
Your mom's not the only one, dude. It's okay. My mom! You know who else thinks I'm funny? My mom! Yeah! High five!
Quickly, what was our marching order?
What's up?
What's our marching order?
16.
Our marching order, not initiative.
Oh.
Who's up
I
front?
think it was you two who went
Oh.
first.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I was last.
Okay.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, I was close after Jep because he was kind of leading the charge for a while.
Oh, yeah, I'm ahead.
Wonderful. In which case, one of these skeletal figures immediately, as it rises up, you kind of take a moment to come to terms with the fact that these things just sort of crawled out of the bodies that you'd seen on the ground before it begins rushing straight for you. It seems to have a short sword in hand as he goes to swing. Not 20. Cool. This is what I told you. I warned you. The mo we
warn you.
Did warn.
It's on camera.
Yep.
Fortunately, though.
We'll have to put that as a disclaimer.
Yeah.
Next episode, if there is a next episode.
If we don't get TPK from the first encounter, 6 points of damage coming your way.
There's probably a shirt like that of the DM did say, I warned you.
But he comes rushing forward. You kind of quickly make sure have your weapon at the ready as you go to kind of step back. But the thing moves with these very unnatural motions, not something that you expect, as you're a bit more studious with the motions of mortal men. As he kind of body sort of lunges forth these huge, wide movements, he catches you pretty good across the chest. Does then bring us to your turn.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, thank you. Anyway, yeah, that was a huge blow for me. That really hurt a lot, actually. But not one to back down from that, because now I'm enraged. Like, you motherfucker! And I am going to do a duck underneath. Who's behind me? Jumble's behind me,
Yeah, I'd
following
be
suit?
close behind.
So I'm going to do duck underneath to go into stealth mode, since I'm allowed to do stealth with any creature larger than me, and clearly Jumble is larger than me. And then after that, I'm going to launch myself off his back in an acrobatic sense, doing a front flip coming forward with my dagger for a sneak attack.
Okay. That is, well, actually.
Jumble mutters in Orcish, the fuck?
All right, let's see here. First, give me an acrobatics, if you would.
That's fine. That is 26.
20. Okay.
Yeah, that's my other expertise.
All right. Then let's see that. Let's see that attack.
Wow, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
You also have
18.
advantage on this, as you are now flanking him.
Oh, that's right, I am, ain't I? Yeah, that was 18 then.
18. Okay, that definitely hits.
8.
For 8 points of damage. Okay. You leap off his shoulder, coming down, bringing the dagger straight down onto the skeleton's skull. Proceeds to blow out into a mass of bones as its body stumbles back a few steps and plops over before you see it slowly kind of gliding back together. Part of these broken limbs slowly kind of reassembling, looking far less held together, but still kind of alive.
The fuck are these things? I hate magic!
Jumble stomps the ground 3 times and mutters, Grimoosh.
Big help, guy, thank you.
Brings us to Starling. Sky.
What are those?
I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and do unarmed with the claws.
Okay. I will say he's currently, from where you're at, he looks like he's about 10 feet away from you.
Okay.
So you kind of quickly sort of swing between Maleki and Jumble.
Okay.
Oh, well, to attack?
Yeah.
Oh, you still gotta roll your 20 first.
Yep.
Sorry. 13.
13.
Plus 6, so 19.
19.
Definitely hits.
Okay.
See the damage.
Okay, yep, and D4 plus 4. Yep.
Okay, so 8.
For 8 points of damage on
Oh,
the
'cause I
same.
did, do you want me to re-roll that one? Because I did do this one first, and instead of doing the D20.
Should be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's still
That being said, you do manage to kind of squeeze past them real quick, and you're all just unarmed, right?
Yeah.
You manage to kind of.
cat's claws.
Cat's claws?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. As you bring your claw down, you sort of leap into it, kind of body weight moving into the attack as you slam down the head, sort of shoving down into the ribcage. The ribcage just blows out, the bones shattering outwards. Very extra special super dead. Again.
Oh, you're not totally useless. All right.
Well, one down.
What is your dexterity score?
Dexterity, like total?
Yep.
19
19? Okay, you are up.
for
I think
initiative.
you guys probably
Yes.
tied, is what you're saying.
you
Oh, okay. Yep. All right. Well,
Your next nearest you have is from you. Exactly 30 feet away from you. There also is another one that's about 50 feet away from you. It seems to be kind of slowly drawing a bow and these sort of tattered, broken arrows.
okay. Well, I'll have to take an action to get out a weapon, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I can see the one about with the bow.
Yes, he is about 50 feet away from you.
Well, Jumble roars, gets out a javelin and hurls it at the
Okay.
at the bow.
All right.
Skeleton. Oh dang. 11 to hit.
11 does not hit, unfortunately. As you just fury and might behind this thing, you can see the weight, the sheer lethality of this javelin is just shooting through the air. However, the skeleton, very thin-limbed, is able to kind of shift its body over as it just sort of grazes across one of the bones. Not enough to tear it apart, though. Do you have anything else?
Oh, Yeah, okay, fine. Just roar some more angrily and get out another javelin. That same one. I'm just.
Kind of prepping up the next one.
Fucking javelins does Sky have?
You don't have multi-attack right now, do
One
you?
for each.
Well, I have 2 actions, don't I?
No.
Oh, I used up an action getting my weapon out.
No, you only have one action. You have an action, a bonus action, and a free action.
Yeah, you
Oh.
have 1 standard action for attack, unless you have as a bonus action to attack again.
Unless
Oh,
you're playing
okay.
Pathfinder.
Yeah. Or 3.5 for D&D.
All right. How that one was 50 feet away.
Yep.
Well, and
Now you got a bonus action and a move action.
okay. Well, move action. Can I do a dash?
That would be an action.
Oh, a full
Unless
action.
you're a rogue.
Okay. Yep. Unless I'm what?
A rogue.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep. Well, pissed off Jumble is gonna charge at the bow one. So
Alright.
yeah, 30 feet
Get 30
towards
feet
him.
closer. All right. You are now about, what's that, 5, 10? About 25 feet away from him. Is that will then bring it to his turn as he brings the bow up and proceeds to fire an arrow back in response to your javelin. However, his aim is about as bad as your own, as it flies kind of straight towards you, but a little too short as this no longer straight arrow kind of flaps a little bit and kind of hits the earth next to you. Fortunately, not dealing any damage. Brings us to Maleki.
And so who am I closest to? What have I got?
You have. The nearest is about 40 feet away. Seems to have a short sword at the ready. Hasn't acted yet. The other one looks like it's about 50 feet away. Has a bow at the ready.
So surveying the scene, I make my way over to Jep,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on him.
All right.
So he gets a 1d8 plus spell modifier.
Let's see it.
You want to roll it or want me to roll?
I'll roll it.
Yeah, because you're modifier.
Yeah, that's it. 1d8. So 1 plus my spell modifier. Where is it at?
Maybe under your attacks, or didn't you? No, okay, you don't got that filled out. So intelligence plus proficiency, I think.
So 3 and then
For your heal, it should just be the.
just 1d8. Well, it says 1d8 plus spell modifier.
Oh, okay.
So spell modifier
What do you
should
use for casting spells then? What's your modifier for that?
Yeah, it should be intelligence, I believe.
Yeah.
intelligence plus proficiency, I think.
Yeah,
Is it?
so
Yeah.
it's going to be 3 plus, so 5.
So 5 altogether?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to look into that after game, but I'm cool to roll with it for now.
So that was my move and my action, and then so I stay there with Jep.
So, Jeb?
Yep.
All right. Out of curiosity, what exactly does your healing look like?
What does my healing look like? Well, I set my cane down or place it somewhere, and I reach into my vest. I pull out my little book, and I turn to one of my pages. I take a peruse, and then I just kind of do a little hand twirl as I mutter the words that are written in the book, and it just cast a little puff of like mystic smoke.
Mystic smoke. All right. You can sort of creep over the wounds as this sort of heavy slash that had been presented over your chest begins to gradually recede inwards as it begins to sort of patch itself up.
Well, damn. Thanks, buddy. I was not expecting that. It's not so bad.
Magic's not so bad after all.
That was great.
Well, with that being said, one of these skeletons off to the side, short sword at the ready, rushes over to the side of Jumble as he is confronting the archer from afar. That is a 15 to hit.
Nope.
Nope. All right. Because with the swing, it kind of goes to bring it down on you. You're able to quickly step out of the way as it breezes right past you, bringing us back to Jeb. Wounds now freshly healed.
Yep. All right. Can you give me a detail of the surrounding area so I know what's going on? So I can
Yes, absolutely. At the moment, you have Starling behind you, about 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Maleki immediately to your side. About 20 feet ahead of you, you have Jumble within about 5 feet of a skeleton with a short sword. He's kind of trying to hit him, but failing to do so. And then 20 feet past them, there is a skeletal archer that's firing down. So he's about 40 feet away from you.
All right.
Easy increments of 20.
Yeah. Which surprisingly enough I can make if I run at full speed. That's at
got
full
little
speed.
legs.
Yes, the halfling. But Starling, might help me out for a second. I normally don't ask this, but I need you to do me a favor. I need you to toss me. I'm like,
Will you be nicer?
I can't make promises, but I won't call you useless if you do.
Alright, let's do this. Deal.
All right, what's
All
the
right.
game plan here?
I'm gonna try and once again get stealth while I'm gonna have you turn away from the skeletons and put me in your hands with my leg and just lift up and try and launch me right towards them, right towards Jumble. I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
Okay.
We're
Yep.
doing this.
Dagger in hand. I'm like, let's go. So what do you want me to roll for this?
All right, so first you're
It's gonna be
trying
a
to
combination
stealth.
of things.
So
Yes.
you're going to need to go ahead and roll me stealth.
Yep.
I'm going to need an athletics off of you to throw him,
16.
which isn't exactly the monk's
Well,
expertise.
could she switch it to acrobatics? Like try to kind of make him. Kind
He
of,
is hurling me though.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I was kind of figuring like you try to jump into her hands, but she like grabs your feet and kind of twirls you around and tosses you like
I think
that.
that'd still be a
Well,
physical
yeah,
might.
but trying to go with the force. And I'm trying to help her.
I hear you, but I think this one's an athletics.
Athletics is not. I
Yeah,
got
well,
-2 on it.
You'll still have to roll for
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
What?
I tried to preach your case, but
14, so 12,
12?
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll give you a...
Can I also add some acrobatics to that?
Some flair.
Sure, at a higher DC.
At a higher DC?
Yep.
Alright.
worth a shot.
You try to kind of kick off with it.
I'm also going to use an inspiration point just in case this does not go
You
through.
don't have to call it first. You can roll
Oh,
it.
I can roll and then roll again? Alright.
Also, with that inspiration, you may also choose to use it on an ally. You may also choose to use it on an enemy to give them disadvantage.
Advantage, yes.
So I could use mine on
Yeah,
this
if you wanted to.
situation. What do I need to do?
Hang on, I'm going to roll again. I used my
Okay.
point. I actually rolled 14, but I doubt that's going to be enough. 14.
14, you stick with it?
Oh! Nat
All right.
Yep, that'll
20.
next
Perfect
one.
20.
That's how you
There was
do
only
it.
one perfect 20.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect that time. It was a natural 20.
Great.
So 32 altogether.
Yeah, that will damn sure do it. As you give it your best. You are much more of a kind of lean strength, much less kind of hulking strength.
Made for climbing.
But you do give like a decent springboard for you to kind of use your bit more deft recollection of how to kind of spring yourself off along with it, kind of at the height of the jump, launching yourself upwards. Do you remember what was your stealth?
My stealth was 16.
16? Okay. As you go flying up into the air, beginning to descend down right upon the skeleton. What are we doing?
Oh, I'm bringing that dagger right down into him on the skull.
Alright, go ahead and give me
What
that
is the
attack
last-
with advantage.
Alright, that's 14. And then the last one was a 10.
14 will hit.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
Alright. Yeah, I was like, I'm doing somersaults in the air too. Like, and then that last one, whew. I'm a ball of fury and verbal slurs. 8.
8. Okay. Go down to 3. And another 8. Okay. All right, bring the dagger down. The skeleton, seeming only slightly wiser than its predecessor, it manages to get its head out of the way. But you do break several of kind of the bones in the chest downwards as they begin trying to slowly pull themselves together. Not nearly as good of a patch job as the original, as they are kind of like caved in a bit, and you can see this thing's looking a lot less stable as it's keeping itself upright. That is then going to bring us to your dead. That will then bring us to Starling.
I'm gonna go after the one that's closest to me.
Okay, he
But
is
I
currently 5, 10, 15, 20 feet away from you. You can easily reach him.
Alrighty, and then...
Sorry, 30 feet away
is
from you. You
there...
can barely reach him, but you can.
You can't reach him in a move.
Yes.
Okay, in one move. But I was just wondering, like, if there... Would it be an extra move to go up a tree and then, like, pounce down from the tree on him?
The trees are along kind of the perimeter of the trail, so
Not
it
quite
would
close to
probably
him.
take another action to get off, because you just barely can make it to him.
Could she climb up me and jump off me? It's been done before.
You could try.
Alright, let's do this.
All right.
Alright.
I would allow an acrobatics on this.
Alright, which is
So,
plus 6. 12.
12? It's not quite enough to reach up to the...
You could use your inspiration point and roll again.
I will use my inspiration.
Okay.
point. 10.
Plus.
Oh, 16.
60. Okay, that's a little bit better.
16, 16.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure enough, as you were kind of rushing forward, you see Jumble there, and you two of you sort of have this sort of quiet agreement as you kind of lean yourself down, getting ready to grab your next javelin to throw. Take that moment to hop up, 1 foot off the shoulder, lunge yourself up onto the tree branch. Is that where you're aiming for?
Just off of him.
Just off of him and try to jump down onto him? Okay.
Well, jump onto me so she can leap onto the skeleton.
Absolutely, and we will even say that'll have you on the other side. I will give you advantage on this attack, as you are going to be semi-flanking this creature.
So
roll
you get
20.
to roll twice
Oh,
and
you roll 2
pick
attack?
the best number.
Nah, 12.
So 12 plus 6, 18.
18.
That hits. Roll damage.
3
9.
plus,
Six.
plus 4.
Oh, 4. So, no, 7.
7? Okay. As the skeleton's still reforming itself after the blow from the dagger, before the rest of its limbs can kind of reattach back to its body, you come straight down with the claws just bursting into this thing as you kind of land onto it and slide with it as the parts just sort of shatter out, kind of grinding its body into the earth, causing the bones to crumble and no longer be able to reform once more, effectively killing it. Bringing us, or leaving us only with one lonely skeletal archer in the back.
Oh, jump over there.
Aw, poor guy.
Archer.
Poor Skelly.
Dun 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 dun.
All right.
Aw.
And that brings us to Jumble.
Well, Jumble was still kind of barreling towards this one. He's going to forgo the javelin and he's just going to try to pound like a big, massive uppercut right onto this thing because he is pissed off. So.
Absolutely. It is. It's only 20 feet away from you, so you're
Yeah.
able to rush right up to him.
Jeez, he's scary.
I don't think he started raging yet. That's the most terrible.
He's scary. I'm not raging yet.
Okay, let's see. That's 14 to hit.
14 will hit.
Okay, so just like with both hands. So
Alright.
that's 7 bludgeoning damage.
7 bludgeoning, okay. As you see Starling laying down and grind the skeleton to your side into dirt, you rush kind of past the display as the archer's getting another arrow ready and beginning to raise it straight towards you. And before it can line the shot up, you're coming straight down, bring your hands square against it, shooting one of its arms straight off to the side. Part of like half of its torso sort of crumbling down to the side of it as it begins kind of gradually reforming itself, missing bits and chunks of the arm as it's like no longer has kind of the bicep area. It's just sort of the forearm attached to the shoulder. Still alive, but it looks like it's kind of barely holding itself together. which will then bring it to its turn. As now no longer able to really structurally hold its bow anymore, the other hand pulls, kind of reaches down to fish up one of these short swords at its side as it tries to bring it up towards you. For a 21.
That hits.
That is going to be a 3 points of piercing damage. As it just sort of does a quick
You
kind
get
of
the 3 points.
and another crit on the big guy.
Yeah.
As he brings this short sword up from the ground, you can sort of see its intent as it bends over as you're able to bring yourself back. But it can have these sort of strange, unnatural movements. It's able to clear the distance just enough to kind of lightly graze you across the chest, but not really digging into the
I cuss him out in Orcish.
Fair enough.
I'm glad I don't understand what he's saying. That stuff freaks me out.
Will bring us to Maleki.
How close am I to the archer?
The archer is way the fuck right here, so let's see. 45 feet.
How long? How far?
45 feet.
45. So I'm going to take one action to move my range, so it should be 30 feet.
Okay.
So
Straight towards him or towards an ally?
Straight towards him.
Okay.
And that's all I can do now.
There's 15 feet between you and him.
Yep.
Well, you could, I don't know, you have movement, so let's
That
see.
was my movement.
Yeah, but then you also have
In action.
something you can do.
All my spells and everything are 10 right now are 5 foot, 10 foot. I'm just getting as close as I can.
Okay.
Well, yeah, you can take the dodge action, so you're preparing to avoid the next attack, or
So I'll do that. I'll take a dodge action
Okay.
just to be on the ready.
That's a great idea. All right, so you kind of come rushing in, but you can see that these things aren't exactly the most proficient warriors in the world, but they're definitely flailing around sharp objects about as fast as they can, looking like some unstable Beyblades of death. So kind of keep your distance and keep a careful eye on where the
you're
blades
saying
are.
regular
Yeah.
Beyblades aren't deathly?
That's fair. Entirely
The
fair.
market ones are definitely.
But that will bring us back to Jet.
Oh, okay. So from our location now, how close are we to this archer? Well, was formerly known as an archer.
He's 25 feet away from you.
25 feet. Okay.
Skeleton formerly known as Archer.
I'm going to ready my crossbow on this one since I already had a bolt in there from our encounter with Yonko. So I am going to lift it up, aiming towards this skeleton creature, and proceed to fire a bolt.
All right.
Nine.
9. Unfortunately, as you line up the shot, kind of get this clear aim in there, fire it off, just go straight towards it, right through one of the ribs and kind of right out the back of him, not hitting the bone.
Son of a bitch. That's out of my eye. Don't even look at me.
To be fair, you tried to shoot a stick from afar.
Skeleton. Yeah.
Yeah. But that will then bring us to Sky.
And how far am I from?
You are currently 15 feet away from him.
Okay. I'm gonna go and use my claws again.
All right, kind of rush around Jumble, who's currently growling profanities at the skeleton.
21.
21 damage hits.
Nice.
And oops. 4.
Oh,
8.
nice.
4 plus 2.
All right, how exactly would you like to execute the last of the remaining skeletons?
With her claws.
With both.
That's it. This is
Just
your.
like
You just kind of
like
reach
jump
right
on
into
and
the
just like
right into the ribs. And just
No way, you're
rip
wrong. You
them
should just
apart.
go and
Yeah.
bust in there and grab what you
Yeah.
assume was his heart.
Snap him like a fortune cookie.
just like that.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Just
Rip
rip them
apart. Yeah.
All right. As you do kind of quickly, this creature now getting ready to kind of throw down with Jumble here. It does the kind of wide swing, lightly grazes him, and while you see the opening as it's trying to recover from the first blow, you duck right underneath its arm as it goes to for another swipe, catching the ribs as you're able to kind of shove it back a few feet, unable now to swing at Jumble any longer. You grab onto these, the rib cage you begin pulling as you start hearing the kind of cracking of the bone before they burst outwards. The skeleton just sort of collapsing in on itself into this large pile of bone. The short sword kind of just falling and stabbing straight to the earth as the chattering around you subsides into silence once more.
Jumble looks at Starling and just grumbles out in kind of stilted common, "Good kitty."
Congratulations, you're now party pet.
Not bad. Not bad, Fleabag.
Then Jumble kind of shakes his head a little and is like, "Oh, okay. We beat him?
We did.
Yeah, we did.
All right, way to go, guys."
Oh, shit. Do overtime. Can I get an investigation check? 10 plus... Oh, my investigation, where's it at?
Intelligence?
Yeah, 10 plus 12.
What are we looking for?
Just the battles. So the battles ended. Is there anything that stands out other than the silence?
And what'd you roll, sir?
12.
I mean, what skill were you rolling?
Investigation.
Investigation.
That's okay. I'd say looking at this, you can kind of tell that these, there doesn't seem to be any sort of like necromantic source to these. Normally you'd expect kind of as someone to be in charge of the undead minions, but there doesn't appear to be any remnants of that power around. You kind of listen in to see if you can pick up on any sounds of chattering. The chattering seems to have subsided. The area around you appears to be vacant otherwise, apart from the path leading, the sort of gravel path leading forward, as well as back to the stage area where you had arrived in. You can see that there does appear to be a couple old, broken, worn, rusted short swords laying around, as well as you could probably salvage. Let's see. You could probably salvage 8 arrows off of the corpses, but otherwise there does not appear to be anything of note within the immediate vicinity.
Jumbo realizes he's missing a javelin, so he's gonna look for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not sure where it went, but he's counted them and he's realized he's missing one. So investigation 15.
15? I'd say you can safely recover your javelins.
Okay.
Well, I'll be taking those arrows.
You see one just sort of halfway embedded into the earth or propped upwards.
How'd this get here?
You really don't remember.
Remember what?
That's okay.
Happy surprises.
I'm gonna walk towards Maleki. Looking down, I used to saying this. I'm like, thanks, guy, for having my back there. That's not something I'm used to. I appreciate it, the healing and all. It's not. It's just fucking thanks, guy. I just.
Well, you're welcome, sir.
All right, enough of this bullshit. Let's keep moving.
All right. To which the presumably rest of you continuing along the road, which the gravel road seems to lead into. Kind of continuing forward, you can start to see larger sort of the trees start to kind of give way a bit as you make out more kind of box-like shapes. Occasionally, see a light tint of lightly tinted glow, possibly from a window, as you start to enter into what starts to feel like a village of sorts. The these strange shapes in the distance seem to be rather tall around you as you gather. Tall and dark as tombstones. Nestled amongst these solemn dwellings are a handful of closed-up shops. Even the tavern is shut tight. A soft whimpering draws your eyes towards a pair of children standing in the middle of an otherwise lifeless street.
Oh, well, hey, little guys, what's going on?
I'll throw my cane up and Jumble. Like, it's not going to stop him, but kind of like trying to stop him. Like, yeah, don't go up to those guys.
Oh, I kind of crouched down. I was like, what's wrong, little guys?
The cane sort of jet out before you. He looks like a young girl, kind of perks her head up towards you. You can see the tears sort of streaming down her otherwise like colorless expression as she looks to you. And, that is a monster. Inside our house. She gestures to what looks like about a 3-story tall, actually rather luxurious manor of sorts. You see kind of a higher, large sort of attic space up top. The windows appearing to be entirely darkened from outside. She kind of shushes the whimpering boy at her side, points to a tall brick row house that has seen better days. The window's dark. It has a gated portico on the ground, and the rusty gate is slightly ajar. The houses on either side appear to be abandoned, their windows and doors boarded up.
Monster, is it, little miss?
Yes, there appears to be a monster down there. We've heard this horrible howling sound from deep below.
Howling, you say?
I'm not interested.
Can I get an investigation check, 21? Is there anything peculiar or off about these kids?
That would be an insight check.
Or an insight check,
Yeah,
sorry.
I'll make one
Wait,
too.
is it same
So
score?
insight, so what would that be?
Wisdom.
Same roll with that
Yeah.
modifier of your insight.
If it's okay, so it'd be...
Wisdom.
So it'd be wisdom, alright, so it would just be a 19.
A 19? And you're trying to get what kind of read off?
Is there anything off-putting about these kids? Can I tell if are they actually scared, or are they telling the truth?
That you can tell they do genuinely seem terrified.
Okay.
You don't pick up on any sort of lies or deceptions in their claims of this monster howling in the basement.
Well, as much as I hate to say it, they're not playing around. So,
Well, then we run
just
into
did it
some.
once. Do we do it again?
Then some howling beasties run off with that Yorko guy.
Yeah, he's my brass him first. So why even go in there then? Let's let him fucking finish off the job.
It's that our baby brother, Walter. He's still up in the nursery.
Jeez.
All right, I get up.
Please, you
Jumble
can-
gets out his great sword. All right, I don't know about you fellas, but I ain't gonna let that happen. And I start moving towards the house.
Okay.
So the
So
freak
I
has a
say-
conscience. Great.
I take my cane, and this is the first time y'all actually seen this. I take my cane and I actually unhilt it, and I use like a quick gesture. I flip the bottom half around, and I've got my short sword, and I sit there and I'm like, well, it's been a while since I've shed some blood. Let's go.
All right.
This is showing. Fucking alright.
Following the farthest behind, but I'm going with them.
All right.
Not excited about the dogs.
Head venture out. The group of you steel yourselves, prepared for whatever horrors dwell within the house. As you make your way past the large gated entrance and up to the doorsteps, the two children sort of following along with you until you make it to the doorsteps, in which they sort of nervously teeter off to the.
You kids hang back, all right? This ain't gonna be pretty.
I would appreciate that. I don't know what that was, but we.
Alright, you little brats though. Where is your brother? Can you at least point him out in the house somewhere? Like, do you know where he's located?
Yes, he would be on the second floor. There's a nursery up there. The door should be locked.
I could go scout up there and see what's going on.
What window would you say about there?
See, kind of looks up and. Well, I'm not sure.
Okay, guys, this is the plan. Me and Puss in Boots are gonna climb up to the top there and see what we can find.
Nicer.
Roll perception to see if I can hear a baby.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ah, dang. Well, I'll use my inspiration on that one.
No.
Hey, I'm very worried about this baby, okay?
Yeah, so are we.
Not natural 20.
A dirty 20?
Yep.
20.
Dirty
So as
cool.
you're listening in, trying to pick up on the source of any sort of sound, again, this is a pretty thick building. This is very kind of well put together as it is, and one of the few that don't have like gaps of
glass in the windows?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And also, even despite that, as you try kind of leaning in a little bit to try to pick up on the sound, there's this just heavy, sort of consistent wind that's sort of howling against the trees. It creates this sort of funneled, loud or low but loud kind of drumming noise. Makes it kind of impossible to hear inside.
All right, yeah, so you two were going to climb?
Yep.
Yep.
Fucking find the squealing kid.
All right, Maleki,
Greatly appreciate it.
how about you and I build up a ruckus and flush out whatever beastie's in here? Keep them from going after the kid.
Which is not a bad idea.
Alright.
All right, crew. Break. This is guys, start climbing the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let
So
me get
roll the
another-
athletics to climb it.
Let me get an investigation check real quick.
Off of.
Is there anything that I see around that if it was hit with acid at its base, it would collapse, causing any sort of commotion?
And you got a what for that?
It was a 9.
A 9? I'd say it's you looking at the integrity of this building. It looks like it's been worn with time, but in its prime, this was pretty heavily.
Is there anything like around like any wooden posts, or is there anything that lined the streets that like if there
I'd
were
say there's like a small kind of awning over the porch area that's held up by wooden beams.
Okay. All right.
Well, I figure my greatsword's gonna be a little unwieldy in here, so I'll switch out to my 2 hand axes.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so they climb and we'll just go in the front door, basically.
That's all we can do.
Okay. What we got on our athletics over here?
15.
15?
12.
12. Okay. The two of you looking at this building, it's let's see here. There it does appear to be kind of enough shutter space, small kind of intricacies, designs along the front of it. I'm not thinking of this descriptor words on this, but but enough for you to be able to get kind of your fingers into it and start hoisting yourself up. As you begin to rise to the edges of the window, trying to peer in, you could see into very dark on the inside, almost as if there's sort of a darkened tint along the windows themselves. It seems to almost obscure vision peering inwards.
Even like with dark vision.
Even with dark vision. That being said, you can pick up on small, subtle shapes. At first, kind of when you start making your way up to the first floor, you could see the sort of grand entrance hall, as well as you can barely make out the side of what looks like kind of a winding staircase. Moving up to the second floor, you can see a bit more narrow hallway. You can see where the railing of the staircase leads up to. But inside appears to be very dark, and you can't quite see to the different rooms or get kind of much further than a general layout of the interior of the place.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna look towards Starling. I'm like, all right, as we go in, with a fucking sound, okay? You hear me? No matter how scary something looks or shiny, zip it. And I think we're by the second floor now, by the window.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for stealth before I climb
That'd
through.
be wise.
27.
All right.
I don't have it in there.
Yeah, it's dexterity.
Yeah, I
Should.
do. Yeah.
You're a very
Pretty good
dexterous
one.
person.
Yep, so a not natural 20.
A dirty 20 and a 27.
Yep.
I got
Okay.
this. I can be quiet.
You begin.
With their cat-like reflexes.
Delicately raising the one of the windows up. Slides up just quiet as a mouse, doesn't grind, doesn't groan as it.
Quiet as a cat.
Quiet as a cat. We carefully stepping inwards. The floor feels like it should groan underneath your steps, but you very carefully kind of test the grounds and step up. Entirely silent. Brings us back to our 2 on the ground.
All right, let's be quiet about this so we can try to get the drop on this beastie.
Well, I'll go in first since you are exceptionally taller than me, so you cover me.
All righty.
So I'm gonna quietly open the door. We're not busting that bitch open.
Okay. Want to go ahead and give me a stealth check?
18. But I don't have anything for stealth, so it'll be 18.
18?
Nothing from dexterity.
Oh, for dex, it'll be 19.
19? Okay.
Yep.
You're able to very quietly turn the knob. This heavy door, you can gauge probably the weight against the hinges is going to grow, and you're able to kind of support it up a little bit and kind of walk with it as it gradually creeps open.
And where I'm an elf, I have dark vision for
Yep.
60 feet. So is there anything that I see as I open the door?
There is, in fact. You can see that there's a kind of wide hall running along the width of the house. You pick out what looks like a black marble fireplace kind of at the opposite end. and a sweeping red marble staircase at the other. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace looks like a longsword with a windmill cameo worked around the hilt. Looks like it's got these sort of wood-paneled walls with these ornately sculpted images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs?
Satyrs?
Satyrs, thank you.
I get one word right tonight, right?
So it's just a hallway that leads to that open area where the fireplace is on one side, the stairwell's on the other side.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a nice sword they got there. Shut up, kid. Ain't the time for that.
Sir, can you please get yourselves in check?
Trust me, pal. We've been trying that for a long time.
I've been waiting. All right, so I reaffirm to Jumble that what I see. So we've got a hallway, we've got a fireplace, and we've got stairs. So I say we go make our way down the hallway and then make our way up the stairs.
Wait, where did the girls say she thought the monster was? In the
In
basement?
the basement.
Oh. Didn't kids say the beastie was in the basement?
Do I see anything? Well, we have to go in, see if there's anything further. Yes, that's right. Let's go and see if we can find a way into the basement. Let's try to get away from the danger.
Oh, nat 20 on stealth.
The character's kicking in overdrive right now is somehow.
And then,
working
and then
as
a
you are.
12, and then a 12 for stealth for me.
Okay. You're able to quietly begin making your way through the doorway. One perhaps a bit less quiet than the other, but you're able to kind of work together to help work around that. As you step inside, the door behind you suddenly slamming shut with a heavy thud that begins to reverberate around along the inside. The window that you had stepped through slams shut behind you as the house sort of closes itself in.
Oh, shit.
I think that is where we will leave things off at.
Wow. Damn.
What a you asshole!
Beautiful.
Beautiful session, DM. Beautiful session.
Thank you. Just enjoying our cast here.
Damn, time's great too.
Wow.
Sure. Thing, right?
So how are we sounding there, tech guy? We good?
Oh, we're sounding okay. There's still some bugs to work out, but we get it.
Okay.
You guys are awesome, though.
That was pretty awesome. That was a lot of fun.
It was.
So how are you like DMing with this party so far in your first session?
So this is going to be a fun cast. I do apologize. I know I kind of railroaded you guys quite a bit there for that intro, but...
Oh,
You suck. Off the bat, you're throwing the big bad. I know it's typically what happens. I get it, because he is that land, but it's just like, oh, please,
Dude,
no.
I'm going to just be completely
Yeah.
transparent. I'm going to fuck with you guys with Strahd the whole...
You can't do shit either. That's the thing that scares me about Strahd. You're just like,
I'm gonna go for it. Leroy Jenkins.
you can't. You're not gonna make it. I will tell you right now. That's why I was hoping, like, do anything? No, I'm like, of course you don't, because no one knows anything about this land.
Yeah.
Usually people who come here don't go back.
Come back.
Now those were actually lycanthropes, right? They
Yes,
were.
those were.
Yeah.
I'm still learning a lot of the lingo, like
Yep.
the different creatures, and also just making
Absolutely.
sure.
Werewolves, yes.
I will say, just some general transparency with the background of this area, and the reason why I have to keep shooting down even good rolls on a lot of knowledge checks is that Barovia is a part of what's called the Shadowfell. It's the negative plane. It's basically the hellish, horrible reflection of the real world, but there's also little pocket dimensions within it. Barovia being one of them.
So just the yawning portal.
well,
Oh, look at you. That was a tree, huh?
oh yeah, so,
Inspiration.
Yeah, they have inspiration well earned.
celebrate our...
Is that a wooden clog? Can the rest of the people at home see that, please?
Oh, it's the bottle opener I found.
That's incredible.
I'm Dutch.
Oh, beautiful. Well, I guess as we pour ourselves a toast to a new session, what do you guys think so far?
Non-alcoholic.
Also, if I could get good, bad, and uglies off everybody. Kind of use these for our moments to get some feedback, learn what you guys want to see more of, what you want to see less of, what can be tweaked on, what we could all probably work on.
I'm still scared. Are you gonna do the tarot cards, by the way? Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do with those. I'm really scared, but I'm actually really excited. I like what's going on. It's a beautiful blend. And the story is so intriguing. Like, did you really homebrew that beginning from of course you would.
That's
I didn't mention I come from Boulder's Gate, just so you guys know at home too. Is I'm actually from. Someone's getting the short end of the stick.
I didn't drink this one yet.
Oh, okay.
Well, here,
It's
take
not
that one. Give me
alcoholic.
the one.
No,
with,
I know.
Give me the one
Bubbles.
with the less, because I'm here
I'm a
yet.
weirdo.
Don't worry.
It's just sparkling cider.
No, I know, but I don't want to. I'm gonna get something else. I don't want a lot
Oh,
of stuff.
okay.
Wonderful.
Jackie good?
Oh, thanks.
Cheers! Like making it through session 0.
Yay!
Happy New Year!
Can I just say how hard it is for me as being the talkative motherfucker to sit there and be quiet and calculate?
I thought you were bored. You a couple times looked at you like, you okay? You look miserable.
Yeah, I know. I was just like, should I not have killed too many? Like, I was like, I should hold back and let him kill.
Tony was on the chat. That was the first thing you noticed. Chris is really quiet. I'm like, I think it's just Chris's character.
I say you got a fun one.
Oh yeah, I think everyone's got great personalities so far. It's been fun.
That's what I wanted to do because Burnley's so loud and out there. This time I wanted to kind of just be able to. I wanted to be able to get immersed in the action without having to be the one that causes all the commotion.
Yeah, trying to set shit on fire and stuff.
It's gonna be if I'm gonna cause
No,
commotion,
it's
it's
Jeff.
quiet and calculated.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Jeff's not gonna set people on fire. He doesn't like being
Chaos.
fucked with.
No, that could be Jumble. It could be Jumble.
Yeah, but no, so far I'm really digging it. The
If he
next
starts
storytelling
giggling,
and
then
everything
he's
else.
definitely going to set something on
So
fire.
are we still in the homebrew portion of this so far before we get into the actual?
No, you are just starting.
But are we okay?
He said,
Oh.
yeah, because at the beginning he said he was homebrewing the intro, but then he was starting.
Yeah,
from
but I
the
mean,
module.
beautiful way to introduce characters. We now have people's backstories, so everyone knows who we are in a
So,
sense and where we
I
come
kind of
from.
would have
Pull
wished
all
I
that,
would last
you
because
homebrewed
I
that, but
missed
did
a
you
lot
pull
of
that intro from
detail.
various
That's okay.
books,
More
When he
chances.
said the different color eyes, I'm like, oh, duh, I could have said that.
Wow! Gives you something else to introduce.
Wow, dude, I'm impressed.
I
Your
appreciate
creature
it.
of mystery.
I was handed a bunch of colorful characters. I'm like, we gotta have an intro that shows
Oh, yeah.
how crazy this cast
You
is.
come up on stage.
I was excited,
need
and then
to
I
get
was like,
you-
no, I'm not.
I need to get you down and play. I need to get you down to my house for one of our Icewind Dale campaigns and get you to play an NPC so you can give me some feedback.
Oh hell yeah!
Well, there we go.
Dude, we do it at my house. I usually cook, so there's always a big
Oh
spread.
hell yeah!
He's got the gallows.
Food.
Well, I'll just say I also do recaps at the start of them. I have the players do that. Whoever does it gets a inspiration. Also, obviously, anybody who
Ooh.
brings things for people gets an inspiration.
Yeah, and look at that. We got an inspiration point for
That
food, and
reminds me,
we all used our
would you
point
want
except for I
those?
think Chris.
I
So I ended up
that
not using
okay.
mine.
Oh, you
I
didn't?
appreciate
Oh,
it.
You
okay.
ended up getting your.
There's some
Oh
red
wait,
ones.
no, I
Yes,
did
you
on the
did use
second
that on
one.
the second one.
I did,
Copying
you're
me on
right.
my move.
I can't read
Right.
too much or else I might spoil it.
Yeah, a little bit. Fortunately, there's not too much on the actual like details of the module.
yeah.
It just gives you a good
So
feel
I-
of the shadow feel, general feel.
So back to my question about Barovia. If somebody had visited the Yawning Portal, the bar at the Yawning Portal, would they be more apt to know more about Barovia?
Probably not.
Okay.
Barovia is like a real like.
So even through the
Yeah, I
Yawning Portal-
know.
The gods can't access Barovia.
Oh no shit.
Nope.
Okay.
Dude, it's off the map, man. That's why I said like
so
there's a connection that kind of like.
whatever that
yeah.
ritual was, that was some pretty powerful
It was
shit.
Yes, very powerful shit.
That's why homeboy here was telling you roll there a little bit.
No. Yeah.
What'd you think about
Take-
little trying to get my 2 silver pieces?
I love the. Alright, fine. I'm feeling generous, but here's insurance.
Yeah.
That was good. That was really good.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, that was the first session. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
coming
guys.
along for us for Strahd. We got more coming along the way. More artwork. More other. We're doing a whole bunch of stuff. So thanks for sticking it out. We got more coming. So we hope to see you guys next time, and we will talk to you later.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah. Bye.